Oh, okay.
This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 773. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, I am Optimus Prime.
Well, his
Okay.
microphone's not quite picking it up.
Yeah,
That's
We
unfortunate.
heard a little bit of it.
Yeah. Well, that was a lot of preparation for nothing, but hi, Diecast.
So,
Hey, everybody.
that was Chris.
Hi.
Also Don.
Hello.
And Matt.
Hello.
And I love that in their Discord, they're making Don and Diecast memes.
I pinned one of them. I liked it a lot.
It's wonderful. tfradio.net/Discord. Man, okay. Yeah, so we're talking about meat and pre-show. Patreon.com/tfradio. You can listen to us talk about meat. That's not a selling point. Hey, but it is pretty much the beginning of the month. And spoilers, like all the stuff for the month, needs to be posted pretty soon, starting, because I'm behind by a few days on History on the Five. So it's the perfect time to sign up. Patreon.com/tfradio. Man. You know, like all the toys that I was hoping to get literally came like at 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's great.
I haven't even had a chance to crack it open.
Most of mine didn't show up at all. So
Yeah, I had something that was out for
maybe next
delivery
week.
from. I had something out for delivery from the post office today, and it's 7:30 my time, and the mail still is not here. I don't think it's coming today.
Yeah.
No.
So hey, you know, short segment for what we got this week. Rob's not here, by the way. Rob is healing up. So
He's fine.
yeah,
He's fine.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Well, as okay as any of us can be.
Yeah. So, really, there's a Transformers Tuesday coming up.
Friday?
Yeah, it's one of our news items.
Let's talk about it then. So,
Well, you're kind of ruining how I structured the show, Brian.
okay, so Chris did the show notes.
You should
Thank
be
you,
more
Chris.
considerate of that.
Yeah, so let's see here. Robosen, our friends Robosen, the people that make robots, including the Optimus Prime and the Robosen T9, which I bought, which was the weird prototype for Optimus Prime, whose prototype was an Optimus Prime. It's Primeception Robosen. There's a teaser video for a second Transformers collaboration, which I have not watched because I didn't know this was a thing, and so I'm going to hit it's muted.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is they originally posted this on April 1st. So I don't think anybody really paid attention to it because, you know, as far as anybody knew, it could have just been an April Fool's thing. But no, they've subsequently posted affirming that the reveal that's teased at the end is going to happen. And yeah, so we don't get this with the audio mute, of course, but the relevant thing here is that at the end there's some Bumblebee dialogue by Dan Gilvezan. So
yeah,
that kind of gives a hint of what the second Transformers Robosen might be.
I'm more interested, like on a technical perspective, how they're doing this differently than Optimus Prime. You know, from engineering. Like I don't think it's the price. Maybe it's the price. Maybe the cost of the Robosen Optimus Prime priced out too many people. But like I was doing like a check of Twitter and YouTube just to see how popular it was as far as videos and things go. Not very. Nobody talks about it. It came and it went.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like no buzz around it. It was like really cool when we learned about it. And again, I bought a T9 before all this happened, having no idea they would actually ever have the Optimus Prime. And I played around with it, and I got bored with it after about 30 minutes. So, you know.
And I think we talked about that this would probably be a likely outcome when the reveal actually happened, because there's a certain kind of person that this is designed to appeal to, and not necessarily specifically,
it's designed for a kid to teach them how to program robotics. That's the hidden feature of the thing is it teaches you how to do like programmable logic controller programming, but people aren't buying it for their kids because it's like $800.
Yeah, and in a more practical sense, yeah, because of the price point, it's going to go to the kind of people who buy themselves like really advanced drones to fly around and shoot
And
video
they don't buy it
with.
for the kids.
No, they don't, because the kids will crash it even faster than they're going to. And like the crossover between the people who would be interested in a high price point technology item like this and who are also Transformers fans is just really small. So
yeah, and I just can't picture myself at 60 years old looking at it on my shelf and knowing it will never work again, thinking, man, I'm glad about that.
I thought it was neat, though, that for the Optimus Prime parts of the teaser video, they actually did use and program the Robosen Optimus Prime to do the movements.
Yeah,
that they
you can do
wanted.
all that stuff. I mean, you can
Yeah.
program it. That's the cool thing about it. It's just way too expensive for what it is. Hopefully, they're using this, and hopefully they're making money off of it, so they can drop the price on it. Bumblebee should be smaller than Optimus Prime. Maybe it's going to be a smaller unit that is more cost effective.
Yeah, I mean, you would kind of think so. So, like, there's vague silhouettes visible in the video that don't look like Volkswagens. Like, my guess right now is that they're maybe going to do something more movie inspired, but also put, G1 Bumblebee voice in it because that's what they can accomplish.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I mean, I also think that something, either a licensed Camaro likeness or something that evokes it, would probably be a little bit easier to engineer to do the things a Robosen toy is meant to do over a Volkswagen body shell. Like, you just have more space to get things set up in there.
Maybe.
I'm surprised they're actually doing another one, because of the people who bought Optimus Prime, I don't think those people would double dip.
I don't either. I mean, that's why I'm fingers crossed, hoping it's less expensive. Like, if it were like, it's not
$350.
$350. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not gonna be $200, but if it's $200, I would probably go for it.
I think $350 is probably the next price point they need to hit to try to bring more people in. Sorry, Don.
Oh, no. I'm just thinking, pretty much you would want to go with a big gun like Optimus Prime on something this high end, because it's more of a proof of concept. Will they buy it, and will it create a ripple in your target purchase audience? And now that they've seen the results of Optimus and they've had some time with the technology, dropping it down and having to get more of not the collector base, but the kids, like y'all were talking about, that was a smart move if that's what they're doing.
If
it's not going to drop down that much, it's still not going to be enough to include.
Well, it would be more.
I mean, that's who it's. When I say it's designed for, that's who this segment is designed for.
Yeah, it's more it's more affordable than Prime. It's still not going to be cheap, but it's going to be an option if you want your kids to learn something from a high-end item versus getting them a Xbox S or a PS5 and them just playing games all day. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, you get more of your money's worth out of the Xbox or the PlayStation for the amount of time the kids are going to spend with it. Yeah. But the other thing to think with this too is, with the original release date of the Rise of the Beast movie coming up on us, this, if it is a Bumblebee and it's movie inspired, there probably was meant to be some cross promotion that way with it, and that's why we're getting a Bumblebee that's being revealed now, because all of it was set up way before the movie was delayed, and they still have to fulfill those contracts.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm interested. So it's April 12th, which is also that's Tuesday. It's also the Transformers Fan First Tuesday.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll be revealing on the Fan First Tuesday.
So is that going to be a video? Is that going to be a presentation, or is that just stuff they're going to drop? Do we know?
I don't think
it's going to be a presentation.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's going to be a presentation for the Robosen thing.
Okay. I need to block my calendar then so I can watch it.
They're actually doing 2 Fan First Tuesdays on the 12th. So there's going to be Transformers first, and then they're going to do a Power Rangers block after it.
Yeah, I didn't check the date. I was assuming it was Friday, but I was incorrect in saying that it is Tuesday.
People are suspecting the Power Rangers one might be the reveal for the high-end Dragon Zord that got
Ooh.
leaked a while back.
Tell us
Probably
about it.
the corrected Lunar Wolf Lightning Collection Ranger.
So I'm
Yeah,
interested.
so apparently those corrected ones are just kind of filtering out to certain retailers that got their stock at a different time than other retailers. So like it's just kind of a crapshoot apparently.
So like the Zord is Megazord is kind of sort of on topic, kind of. It's robot.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about it? Because I'm curious.
Well, it's the second thing in the Zord Ascension project, which they revealed around Toy Fair time last year. That was the thing that had the NFT variant.
Oh.
Or as close as Hasbro could implement to an NFT at that time when they didn't understand anything about it. I don't know anything specific about this Dragon Zord. I think it's supposed to be cheaper than the Megazord was, but still somewhere close to a $200 price point. Like, it's high-end expensive, at least for, as goes Hasbro collector property stuff that's not HasLab. I don't know if there's been any like visualization of it yet. I think the leak just is that it exists or is going to exist. And of course, it probably also means that in some capacities there's going to be a Titanus coming afterward, which is going to be more expensive than anything else. Maybe that'll be the HasLab.
Like $300, yeah.
Or
We
more,
could have
yeah.
guessed that just from
Oh
them
God!
doing a
Please
Megazord.
don't make Titanus the first Power Rangers HasLab.
No, I don't think they would do
okay,
that.
Matt, it's your choice: Titanus or Tor.
How about Serpentera?
Oh,
I came up with an idea years ago. One of the boxes for one of the big Megazords, you open it up and then fold it inside out, and it's like it's a printed Tor on the inside, and there's your Tor's carrier Zord because it's a box.
Sorry, I'm looking at Mandarake and have to buy something for show.
great.
if Power Rangers does anything other than Serpentera for their first HasLab, they fail. I'm sorry. That's a no in my book.
and it's Mighty Morphin, so it would
Yes.
qualify.
Actually,
Yeah, no, I don't even know if I had considered that as a possibility for a Power Rangers HasLab before, but like that would be a great candidate because it would, do that at Galactus and Sentinel scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could make it big.
Yeah. I mean, certainly not big enough. Like you'd have to include like mini Thunderzord figurines with it to.
Well,
have
I
the
mean,
scale
you
right,
could have it come with like a cockpit set to set Gold or Lord Zed in his command chair and have Goldar pilot.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like the scene where Serpentera steps on Tor.
Yes.
You would need like special little mini Thunderzords to pull off that scaling, and that and the red
Stretch
dragon,
goal.
the red dragon Zord flying alongside in the other shot. Those are like the two iconic Serpentera images, I would say.
okay, cool.
So this week on Superhero Time,
Yeah.
And dead batteries.
Hey,
yes.
Don.
Oh yeah. So I need to show this off instead of looking at eBay. I still haven't. Never mind. Maybe I'll get
I
it.
figured someone else
Brian-
would read the article. I just wanted to say, hey, Don.
Yeah, Brian,
So-
we're doing a show here.
Don was tweeting about this, and it looks so wrong.
It does.
Yes, yeah. I hope you're going to bring up what you're talking about because I have thoughts.
Yeah, so at WonderCon, which apparently happened, Flame Toys showed off a prototype for their upcoming Furai Model Arcee.
Hey, Don.
Yes, Diecast.
I haven't seen this. I'm fairly sure I don't want to.
It's,
what do you
it's
think?
not gross. It's just wrong.
No.
Yeah, there's
Well,
nothing
maybe the
offensive
joints
about
were
it.
just a little loose, and that's why it was posed that way.
Yeah, it's just not. It's
The
just weird.
aesthetic is completely wrong.
It's like the first form Frieza more than RC.
It's basically like in the BotCon comic where Spike died and RC had that issue. This is almost like RC died and Daniel built a RC looking exosuit to walk around in. It's very uncanny valley. It doesn't look right. As someone pointed out on Twitter, I wish I could give credit on who that was. There's no backpack.
The backpack, I think, is the thing that really throws it off.
Well, it doesn't even if I mentally put the backpack of what it could look like, the aesthetics of the figure does not look right. And I think this is a problem that they're having because the only other female character is Windblade, and we've seen what happened with Windblade. I don't understand why they just can't do comic accurate figures like for Windblade, because IDW was her iconic role. I didn't read the books, but even I know that. Cheesecake sells. I get that. But why not do the character represented as everybody likes this character and then do a variation down the road? I think that's what PO'd a lot of people about Windblade. And while Arcee isn't near as extravagant in the fact, it's still not, it does not look right. And I'm all for artistic interpretation, but you need to make the character look like the character. Otherwise, why are you making the character?
That's a great question, Don.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question.
I mean, paint may help some as far as, again, we've seen a lot of figures in grayscale that paint really helped the figure out as far as proportions and stuff like that. But this just is sculpted fundamentally wrong. And I think this is it's another mistake for a female character. And that but does not bode well for any more female characters in the line.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any other thoughts. Anybody else have anything else? No.
Mm.
Okay. A lot of stuff from Reddit today, Chris. Is that your new favorite go-to place?
That's just where the stuff got posted to. So,
new variant head potentially for Blaster. I guess that means that's the Twincast head.
quite possibly.
That's the speculation.
I think we also had suggestion that there was going to be a shattered glass version of Blaster coming from this mold, so that could also maybe be that. But this basically, if you remember with Earthrise Starscream, there was the one found that had the screaming face, which ended up being the Skywarp one.
Yeah.
It's just a basic assembly error, so it's not like we were expecting this face to start appearing on all the blasters.
Yeah. No. But if it was.
But I also think that if they do a Shattered Glass Blaster and Soundwave, it'll probably be as a set, because I can't see that many people buying Shattered Glass Blaster by himself and being in a 2-pack with Soundwave at, say, $74.99 would probably be better for more people who are at least familiar with the Shattered Glass concept. And plus, they need to continue that Selects, or whatever they're calling it now, that Shattered Glass run. So
no, they don't need to continue that at all.
Well, they're going to continue it, so they're going to need product to fill the lineup, and I just don't see Shattered Glass Blaster selling by himself without a Soundwave in a 2-pack.
I mean, they don't have to be in a 2-pack; they just have to exist in the same product assortment together.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, very good point.
And if they do that, then like a hypothetical wave 3 of the Shattered Glass stuff, that's 2 slots filled up out of 5 or 6 total that they probably need to pack out. So it doesn't have to be a 2-pack necessarily. They just have to come out at the same time.
Yeah.
I just feel like they'd be stuck with a lot of unsold blasters if he wasn't tied to a Soundwave in a set.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Well, what you do to combat that is you include Soundwave's headband with Blaster. So
that's true, actually. Okay. And let's see here. Mark Hasbro designer Mark Maher.
Oh, actually, before we move on to that, Manny Cara posted under spoiler tag what we have leaked info for Shattered Glass listings for this year for. So on it, there's Deluxe Wheeljack, Voyager Soundwave, Voyager Blaster, and Leader Ultra Magnus. So I think that might be actually all of our Wave 2 right there.
Oh, if that Wheeljack is Slicer, I'll actually have to buy one of these Shattered Glass things.
I mean, I think that is Shattered Glass Wheeljack's colors, yeah.
I think so.
Wait, is that a case assortment?
Wave assortment.
Yeah, those would be shipping case pack outs.
So like, but yeah, so like if it's I guess that would be shipping to like the reseller, like Big Bad Toy Store or something. Like since it's not a retail item, right? Or it would be retail.
Yeah, I
in
mean
Canada.
it's fan channel stuff fundamentally.
Okay.
It might go to stores in Canada. I don't remember if like brick and mortar in Canada got the Shattered Glass stuff.
Wasn't it Pulse exclusive here?
Yeah. What about
the packaging is certainly designed to go to retail shelves if that's in the cards for it.
It's the right size, yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks great. I mean, it looks like it should be on a shelf.
But at the same time, we have to remember too, GameStop in the United States and multiple retailers in Canada have put Generation Select stuff on shelves in the brown boxes that don't show you anything.
Black Xeric,
yeah. So any of them, like
Canada Black Xeric is the one that just comes to mind because it's so gigantic. It's just a big cardboard box.
Except the Legacy Select stuff actually has art on the outsides.
Yeah, Lift Ticket is my first one, and it had the schematic design on the outside.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like no window, no color.
Yeah,
it's just a weird retail package.
Yeah, the Shattered Glass stuff is much more suited to actually go into stores. So, whether that stays a Pulse exclusive for the U.S. or would go wider, but yeah, that's apparently what we're looking at for the next wave of Shattered Glass stuff. So there you go, Don. We are getting Blaster and Soundwave, just not as a 2-pack, but they seem confident.
Okay, so on the Instagram, Mark from Hasbro posted a photo of the first model or a model for Kingdom Cheetor.
Yeah, so what immediately grabbed me when I saw this picture, oh look, they took a Moonracer, Power Defined Moonracer, and used that to build a Cheetor out of. Like that toy just will not die as the basis for concepts at the very least. So what we need to stress here, this was never designed to be like a transforming object.
No.
It's
a mock-up.
Moonracer would have been picked because it had the body proportions that fit the robot form the best. And then, Mark and any other modelers who would have been working on the project would have taken apart the cheetah or whatever other scratch build parts to put on there to get the finished look. And then the cheetah mode is just a cheetah toy with panel lines scribed into it to represent what an actual produced toy would look like in the beast mode. Like there's no actual relation between these other than this is what part A is supposed to look like, this is what part B is supposed to look like, and when it's actually made, one will go into the other somehow. We'll get to that part later, kind of thing. But I thought it was really interesting just to see like this early part of the design process. Like, yeah, let's take some off-the-shelf stuff and put this together and kind of pitch what this could be, if they go for it.
I'm surprised they even have to go this far because they have source material. They have source references. Like you can just take the original Cheetor toy and be like, we're gonna make this newer. This seems like a lot of work.
I don't think it really sells the idea really because part of the whole thing is restyling them to be modernized.
Yeah.
And you can't really sell that aspect of the concept by using a toy from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. We're going to make this newer and better. And
yeah, but I mean, a presentation doesn't work that way. That's really all I can say. The presentation doesn't work that way.
Now, I look at that Cheetor and those colors. You know what I think of? They're missing a prime opportunity, no pun intended, to have those colors on that figure and sell them at zoos that have cheetahs.
I think Don. I love your thought, but the thing is, they're already doing that, and they're probably getting the toys for like $3 a pop and reselling them for like $20.
Right, but I mean that with that being a lot more life accurate than what we have as Cheetor, it just seems like in those colors on a Kingdom Cheetor, selling them in zoo gift shops just seems like it's, a missed opportunity.
Don, I'm thirsty. Can you say it? What are they leaving on the table?
Money.
Yeah, we'll count it.
Yeah. Okay.
So this was an interesting thing to see posted, and it seemed to have just kicked off. There's not any more of it linked in the show notes, but so Evan from the Transformers team has been posting some stuff. I don't remember the other person's name. Sam Smith. So there's been a lot of posting from Mark, Sam Smith, and Evan Brooks about like design process stuff this past week. So a lot of it's covering like studio series stuff, but Mark's Instagram has things like some Generations concept art, BotBot stuff, just like a lot of varied things. And one of Evan's posts just kind of comes out and says that the Transformers team right now is trying to be more open and transparent about how the whole process works. So this seems like we might be able to look forward to more insights into these toys in the near future here. The stuff they're covering is mostly stuff that's been out for a while already. So I think, it's stuff that's going to be, much farther down the line. We're not going to see it like as the stuff is being produced, unless it's the HasLab project, which has different rules. But so, just to see any of this is actually really interesting.
So I just started a new job recently at my old company. And people are much more public, especially on LinkedIn, posting about things that we never would have posted about, years ago. We never would talk about stuff like that publicly. It's stuff that you can go in the store and see. It's not like it's anything secret, but like it's hyper public. It's good marketing, and like word of mouth is like the best marketing. People always say, and I think there's truth to that. In a way, I mean, that's what this is really. It's marketing. It's the designers getting involved and being advocates for their company and the brand. I think it's great.
Yeah, and I mean, we as a fandom have been trying to tell Hasbro for years that we want to know more about how this stuff works on the inside. And right now we've got a team and, higher ups in Hasbro who are listening and willing to work with us on that right now to actually deliver that information to us.
I was even reading the policy at work about this today, specifically, just not even related to this. And it's a different world than it was 15 years ago,
And one other thing that Mark posted, which I happen to click on, I just read it now. They did a concept for cell shading. I love self-shaded toys. And apparently he does too. He says, I've always been a fan of the anime or cell shaded technique. There's just something magical about making a toy look like a living cartoon. And he said this was his concept. Later down the line, he used this as a trial run for designing the deco of the 30th anniversary Siege Optimus Prime.
Oh,
so he was involved in that. I wouldn't even have thought of him being involved in that because it seems like such a long time ago we got that figure.
He's been there for a long time.
Yeah, but sometimes you just don't see their faces or,
He didn't have the beard before, right? Like years ago, like when he was at BotCon, like he didn't have that. So he looks like I, in my mind, when he made that public debut on the live stream, I had forgotten that he was even there. But like he had been on stage at BotCon before. It's not like he was an unknown quantity. But it's like he has found new fame in this live stream era for Hasbro.
Yeah. But I just think it's neat to find out like who actually was involved in what or who
totally
kind of influenced what.
And the posts that these people are doing on their social media channels are basically giving us a lot more of that.
Yeah. And I think I didn't even realize it until you brought it to light. And, just clicking on some of his other stuff, learning that it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes for more of the development insights because as you know, I am like all about learning about the inner mysteries of all this stuff. this is my favorite part of being a fan.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, mine too. Okay. That's it for the news.
Yeah.
Anybody get anything this week? I can start.
I got a ton.
Let me start just so I can get out of the way.
All right.
I didn't get anything great. Our buddy CatMax Gaming, Steven, sent me some Hot Wheels to pick up, like if I went to Target, and I found only one of them. It is the Ryzen Express. Like, it looks like it doesn't work well. Okay.
Well, that doesn't work
There
at
it
all.
I can't do it. No, I can't. Okay,
No.
I can't do the thing. It's the Hot Wheels thing. It looks like Ultra Magnus from Car Robots.
Oh,
So yeah. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do the virtual background. I also got my 2 Autobot Silver Streaks.
Two?
Did they come with heads?
Yeah, they have heads.
Okay.
I can't
good.
do this. Okay, I don't have to turn this off. But I can do it right now. I got my the not Club Eternia, the whatever the event is for Masters Universe, the Sunman. Finally got that. I've already forgotten. That took a while to get, and DK2 Guard came today. I haven't even had a chance to take it out of the thing. So, that's it. I'll shut up. Somebody else go next.
I also got Silver Streak. It came yesterday, I think. Because it went up on Target's website, and that was actually pretty easy because red card, debit card, free shipping, and
It's
not
worth it to get
and not the
that.
slow shipping either.
Yeah.
And 5% off.
Yeah, I just again, we don't. This is we're not affiliated with Target. If you buy Transformers from Target, get the card. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, you just need to link it to your bank account.
Yeah, you get free stuff, and free stuff being shipping, and you get like 5% off what you buy. It's worth it.
Yeah. So my Silver Streak came not quite right. The front end in vehicle mode won't really align correctly, and the little flaps that flip down on the legs to hide the big empty spaces a little bit. Mine has 2 of the same one.
Oh,
So that's also not quite working in its favor either. Which is kind of a shame because otherwise the rear end of the car fits together among the best of any of these Datsuns I have, but the front end problems are kind of a killer on it. So I've got a replacement on the way, which I don't have in time for next week probably. So hope for a happier update on that. However, even with all that in mind, super, super pretty toy. I'm so pleased visually with how this came out. The glossy, shiny blue, the really clean silver hood on it. In person, it looks pretty good in photos, the stock photos and everything, but in person, it just pops so much more than it looks like it would. So when I get a second one, and assuming that it all works correctly, I will be very, very happy to have this. I was also supposed to have something else from Amazon today, but the mail decided to not come or something. I don't know. It was supposed to be delivered today by the post office, and it's 8 o'clock, and the post office hasn't been here yet. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's all I actually was able to get in hand for the show this week. I've got another thing theoretically coming tomorrow, but that's again going to rely on the post office to do its job, and I'm uncertain of that.
Dumb question.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at my GameStop.
Yeah.
And apparently, no, I'm looking at my PayPal because I was going to potentially buy something that I found that I wanted so I could talk about something next week. And I have a like a payment coming up on GameStop, but I can't find it in my order history. Is there something Transformers related that's coming out from GameStop soonish?
I mean, Black Ironhide could be coming out soon from
It's
them.
like $300, whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
$300? Huh.
$321.
What would that be?
I don't know. I need to figure it out.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I bought. Okay.
Black Zarek?
No, it may be when I pre-ordered a bunch of G.I. Joe stuff, but that should already been paid because I did that last year. But okay, sorry. Just curious.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember what your sales tax is there, but it sounds like a $299 purchase.
It does.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Maybe more G.I. Joe stuff. It's probably G.I. Joe stuff. I just don't see the pre-orders.
Another battalion of his tanks.
Oh, funny enough, I got most of those his tanks for free. My friend bought them and wouldn't take money for them. So
that's nice.
But I'm going through my storage building and finding more classified bats that I didn't know I had.
Wheeljack 64 suggests the Masterpiece Seeker. I don't think Brian was buying those, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I need to, though. I need to.
Do you, though?
I need to go back and get those.
Do you?
No.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, Brian. I've watched reviews. They're not good. They're not good.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Don. I think you had your hand up.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention, I meant to bring this up pre-show and I just forgot about it. Want to give a heartfelt condolences to the family of actor Steven Keener. He was a Transformers G1 voice actor, most notably in Rebirth. He voiced Fortress Maximus, Scorponok, Hardhead, Hungar, Mindwipe, and Scattershot. He passed away on March 30th. So want to give a shout out to his family, condolences to his family and friends. Because Brian, you and I are both big Rebirth fans for all of its flaws. And he basically voiced the only lines that Scorponok and Fortress Maximus got in the G1 animated series. Hardhead is Mindwipe. I'm trying to think of what
Scorponok said. I can hear his voice, but I can't hear. I don't. It's like, is it Die Autobots?
No, it's like
as Fortress Maximus is walking towards him, and they're about to collide. He says,
Die Autobot is what he says. It's Scorponok. Most all the other dialogue is by Zarak.
He also voiced Zarak. You said?
No. I'm saying when he had transformed to Scorponok, all the lines being spoken was mostly by Zarak.
Yeah.
Other than Die Autobot.
Right.
Yeah. And then Fortress Maximus says, "Decepticons prepare to face Fortress Maximus," which is his only line in the episode. Hardhead as well. Hungar had speaking voices in season 3, but Mindwipe as well was the only speaking voice he had. Was when he was facing off against Lightspeed in the first episode.
Yep.
So big round of condolences to his family and friends. He was a very important actor in G1. Anyway, what I got this week, off topic. Let me try to fix
sounds like some
here.
change in your pocket.
No, off topic. Picked up Masterverse Scareglow just because it looked interesting, and there's really not many He-Man figures that I want, but it's a really interesting looking figure. He's got a couple extra hands. The head glows in the dark. It's just a nice looking figure, and I think it'll look good on the shelf.
Especially in the dark.
Yeah, I keep being tempted when I see the Masterverse stuff, and I keep not buying anything. That's Skeletor, He-Man,
Well, Target right now, oddly enough, they have He-Man and Skeletor on sale for $13.17.
Yeah,
but none of the other, like when I checked that, it was just those couple. Skelegod.
I don't care about Skelegod at all.
I don't either. It's weird that they was able to actually target.
I'm so tempted when I see Fisto and Stinkor, and the one time I saw Triclops, I see them and I want to buy them, and I'm like, but Origins gives me everything I need.
Yeah, I mean the only other one I've got is Evil Lyn, because that's a good looking Evil Lyn. On topic, I was able to find Wave 1 of Legacy at my Target. Came in. I was kind of hesitant after seeing some reviews on RC and Kickback. And Paladin said RC, and he said in the Discord chat a while ago at tfradio.net/Discord, RC was a floppy mess, I believe. And I've seen some reviews, but I wanted to give her a try because it's Prime RC. And Kickback, I was going to leave, but it's like he was my first Insecticon. I actually saw the first Insecticon episode on a Saturday morning. And then me and my father wound up going to Winston-Salem and going to Brindle's. and they had all three Insecticons on the shelf, and Kickback is the one that I picked up because as a kid I like grasshoppers for some reason, and I picked him up, and so he has a bit of a sentimental value for some reason. So I picked up Wave 1. Also got Laser Optimus.
Jealous.
Yeah. I looked at the Galvatron. I'm torn. I don't need a fourth Galvatron, but I kind of want the non-battle damage paint. But it's like you haven't messed with the Galvatron since you opened it, so it must not be that important. So it's still sitting there. But I went ahead and grabbed the Legacy Optimus. Haven't had a chance to open that up yet. And the thing that I mentioned on Twitter, thanks to 60 on Twitter, does a lot of great photography. Posted something that I forgot even existed. Had no ever plan on getting it. And thanks to this photography, I went to go hunt one down. So I now have, let me open up the flap here, the Thrilling 30 Optimus and Megatron. Ow, crap. Hang on.
It's a nice set. I like it.
So that's the Platinum Edition one that has the Megatron with the clear red parts.
Yeah. I had actually forgotten this existed.
I forgot I had it.
Yeah, and
the box.
Yeah, but I mean that Megatron is just gorgeous in those reds, and the Prime is different enough from the other three versions of that mold that I've got that it'll at least stand out on the shelf. But I got it for what I think is a pretty reasonable price individually. I got it for total not much more than what they would have cost individually back then. So
wow,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, so basically, I got it for about 70 shipped.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So
especially because all that Platinum stuff was really overpriced when it came out.
Yeah,
exactly. That may be why I didn't get it then.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it's just that Megatron mold in these red colors and the blacks. I'm not crazy about the safety orange cap, but obviously that's not something you can do about it there. But it's a lot more striking than I remember it being. So both a shout out and a curse you 60 for showing me.
60 has cost me money before too.
Yeah,
I get it.
I haven't been this bad since Vangelis did Rider Week about a decade ago. He was showing off all his figure arts, Common Rider figures, and I was like, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. Hadn't even seen the shows yet. So yeah.
So real quick, 60 has cost me money that I haven't paid yet because he posted photos of his beautiful battlefield headquarters, and I've yet to be able to find one that I want that looks as good, but I check all the time. So yeah, curse you 60.
Yeah, I even replied to him with the Family Guy pointing monkey like you. But yeah, that's all I got this.
Diecast got a ton of crap. Matt, did you go? Did you get anything?
Yeah, I can go real quick. So I finally got Blaster, the legacy version.
I saw you lamenting on Twitter.
Yes, tfradio.net/Amazon, because no stores around here get him. Big Bad Toy Store still doesn't have their pre-orders in, so I just bit the bullet, and Amazon had it in stock. Blaster is super nice. I love this thing. He feels good. It did take me a minute to figure out the arms for transformation. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, I got around to it. Unfortunately, he comes with eject. He has no smirk. I'm sorry, but eject would be fine if he wasn't completely translucent plastic and have stress marks on him while he's still in the package.
Yeah. You remember I observed much the same thing when I first got Blaster a couple months ago.
I mean,
premium my ass.
I think they would have been better off going with Rewind first, because you've got enough black plastic maybe on the sprue from the handles and the feet and stuff that you could have gotten Rewind instead of Eject, and it would have been a better, more solid figure.
So there's two lines of thought on this, Don. One is that Eject is clear plastic on purpose to be comparable with the Energon weapons that the other Legacy toys are coming with.
Even though he's not a weapon.
Well, anything's a weapon if you throw it hard enough, Matt. The other line of thought here is a more technical one, where as you say, Don, there's a lot of black plastic in use. So a black plastic tree would already have most of its space filled up. But if there's only the one piece of clear blue plastic, there would be, a much more empty space on that runner to fit eject parts.
He's not that big. I think they could have fit him on the same sprue.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, maybe they could squeeze something in, but if they had a sprue that was mostly empty anyway, and they wanted to economize and use up more of that space, that would probably tip the scales in the favor of doing that also.
But I think this. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, so Twincast has a red door, right?
Yeah, because Twincast and Sound Blaster both did basically tech spec decoder functions with decals on their cassettes.
Yeah, so we'll probably get Ramhorn with Twincast.
I didn't remember that, and I was literally just looking at my Twincast yesterday.
Yeah, because if you put flip sides in there,
literally, I had it in my hands.
yeah,
and
now,
my Sound Blaster too, actually.
Yeah, so I mean. But I think this is also belies the problem of with Hasbro using a lot of clear plastic and painting over it. I'm not sure if they got a bargain deal on clear plastic. It's sitting right in the warehouse beside all the Allspark blue paint left over from the Power Core combiners that they keep using up when they can. But this,
I remember complaints a lot like this in the Beast Machines days when suddenly there was a ton of clear plastic in all the toys.
Yeah, and we see how that's working on a lot of these things already, not to mention the already yellowing parts on some of these white plastic parted figures like the Ratchets and the Starscreams.
Yeah, that's the Star Wars stream they had today with the product reveals, had that all white Darth Vader in it. I'm just sitting here thinking like, boy, I hope the Star Wars factory has some better plastic, and that thing's gonna look like crap in a couple weeks.
HasLab Star Saber has me so scared now.
Yep, it's going to look like it was in a smoker's house with that yellowy plastic.
All right, so that was the only Transformers thing I had today, but I did walk through. I had to go to Walmart today, so I walked through the toy aisle just to see if any Legacy stuff had appeared yet. It hasn't, but I picked up a Red Ninjor from the Power Rangers line.
That's one of the ones in the VHS boxes, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It's a Red Ninjor.
Yeah, the head gimmick does not work as well as actual Ninjor. It works, just not all the time. Other than it's just, I was like, this looks fine. I'll pick it up. And the last thing I got is I got a model kit, a regular mini plot model kit. But I got Zenkaiju-O, which is just like the best thing ever. It's like they threw the Q-Rex and the Dragon Zord into a blender.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. It's the only regular mini plot kit I have. I just had to have this in some form. And I wasn't going to buy the deluxe one because it's huge.
Well, this moves more too.
Yes, it does. It's a lot of fun, actually. I got this from a seller in Japan and had it in like 4 days. It was awesome.
Oh, nice.
But that's it for me this week. So Diecast, go ahead and unleash your Taobao.
Or whatever.
I did get the Modern Icons Optimus Prime helmet from GameStop. And I'm gonna do.
He texted me video that was amazing of it.
Yeah. It's on Twitter at Diecast too.
His wife, I loved Kim's reaction to it. And my Kim gave the same reaction. Like at that moment, I think they were like sisters.
I'm gonna do a quick review, kind of like XV usually does, just because I think this helmet warrants it. It's very hard to see through because of the blue plastic. If you ever had anyone put on those glasses that kind of like simulates you being drunk, this is very similar.
You can only
focus at a very small area and everything else is blurry. So you kind of got to move your head and squint to get a clear view out of it, which is kind of disappointing. The back flap of the helmet does not lock in very well. So it always stays kind of loose a little bit. And I just wish it would have actually like locked into place better when you had it on your head.
You could probably get a little packet of neodymium magnets and glue them in where they won't show, and it will, solve that problem for you.
Yeah. I mean, not that I'm going to wear. I mean, it's basically for display.
Mm-hmm.
Because you also, have that fog on the lenses when you breathe, so it can be even harder to see out of it because, they're basically like drunk lenses. But overall, I mean, for display piece, I really like it. Also, if you have a bigger head than I do, you'll not be able to fit it in this thing. Which could be a problem.
I might as well not get it.
But for display,
I fit in Cobra Commander really well, though.
That's good.
But Brian, you could display it like in City of Steel.
Yeah.
Oh God bless. Oh.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I enjoy making Kill Me Buy things. It's my favorite pastime.
Modern Icons has 2 more helmets supposedly coming out.
Megatron and Soundwave, right?
What's that?
Megatron and Soundwave, right?
Megatron and Soundwave. They were actually taken down from the GameStop website, but orders haven't been canceled. So I'm a little confused why that is.
It might just be because they have delays they don't know the end of yet.
Yeah, I mean, but like the Optimus Prime helmet was supposed to come out in August of last year.
Mm-hmm.
They just kept pushing it back. The Megatron and Soundwave, they completely removed, which is, like I said, I just find that suspect. I wouldn't be surprised if the helmets never come out and the orders eventually get canceled for whatever reason. I just can't see that the demand was so high that they're sold out and they took it off the site. But I also got Blue Streak, which is what I like to call them, but Blue Silver Streak.
Diaclone Blue Streak. Oh, Ness says, Brian, you should hold out for the Optimus arm and attach it to the roof of your house.
Yes. Yes.
That would be great. I got the X Transbots. We talked about this. Their Fuzz, which is their G2. Streetwise. Thank you. The only reason I'm kind of disappointed about buying this, I haven't opened it yet. Of course, I've been, I was out, I was traveling all last week, but these are apparently going to be TFCon exclusive. So it's probably going to be very hard to get the other 4 bots for this.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
And then to make the C-Cons great, I got the TDW upgrade kit for the C-Cons. Because I just love these upgrade kits for the Combiner Wars style combiners to make them that much better. I have the one for Superion and Computron, and I don't know if I ever got the Menasor one because Menasor needed a lot more help than probably even they could provide.
Yeah, apparently Menasor needed a whole new toy.
Yeah, pretty much, which is why we're getting it this year.
Hey, Diecast.
That was a joke, Diecast. Thank you.
You might want to watch. I haven't watched the full video, but I've seen a lot of people posting video reviews of that kit, and there's some issues with that kit. So you might want to watch some videos.
Okay.
Or he could just make his own video and tell people about the kit.
But
yeah, I'm just saying there's been some stability, and I don't want him to put the thing together and the thing collapse and fall apart. I mean, that's
that's exactly what we want to have happen while he's recording the video for it. That's what people tune in for, Don.
And then the last thing I got, Fans Toys Chomp.
Wow, he actually came out within the 5 years after the prototype pictures were showed, and you actually got an order in because he sold out within minutes everywhere.
And it looks nice.
And he does. I have not transformed him yet. I just picked him up today from
our fans. Like, I've only had the one Fans Toys toy, but I guess from a design aesthetic, that is more flat and angular than
It's more of an animation model.
Yeah. Where other ones, I don't know, it just looks different to me than other fans' toys.
Well, what we're looking at, Brian, is that it looks like some of these things are older designs that they're now just putting into production without a lot of updates, because there's a lot of the fans' toy stuff coming out with older articulation points that some of the newer stuff doesn't have. So it looks like that's one of the theories I've heard is it's older designs finally being brought out without a lot of updating.
Cool.
I love how these spikes on his chest flip in and out.
I think a lot of what you're seeing, Brian, is like this is a later G1 toy, so it's got a lot more color than a lot of the stuff you've seen, like the Cyclonuses and stuff. Like this has multiple.
It. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it looks nice. I mean,
it does. It looks really nice.
This is one I was waiting for, just because I had Skull Cruncher as a kid, and I loved it. I can't even tell you why, but
Skull Cruncher.
I just
because it was a fun toy.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I just really loved that toy as a kid. So, and this is, we got some other Skull Crunchers from third-party companies, and they just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, the Croc. Yeah, the Croc from it's the one we got, the Alligator Con Prime, that first one that was a Make Toys, I think.
Fans Project.
Well, Fans Project.
Yeah, Fans Project.
So even the Titans Return. But even the Titans Return one, I was disappointed when the headmaster didn't ride in the crocodile's mouth like the G1 toy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, and that thing, I'm not sure how much you paid, Diecast, but the retail on him was what, $254?
Really?
I think. Ooh. I mean, the retail, he was up there. He was definitely above the 220 mark. Most places, because I wasn't going to get one. I was just curious, and everywhere I checked was already sold out the day it was put up.
Well, I think they're going to release more stock, and I think like Tesla, I heard the prices went down on Tesla.
Probably because of Jensen's out there.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, but I was just super excited to get it. I'm actually going to send this out to our friend Jason at Get Right Robot, and he's going to, repaint this as an Optimus Prime for me.
Nice.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah, so he does.
You don't think Fans Toys will do that? It's on its own.
I don't know if they will.
It'd probably be a convention exclusive if they did.
Yeah.
Fans Toys usually doesn't do that stuff. So, yeah, I'm just gonna have a custom done, and I don't do.
Yeah, because you can get it exactly how you want it to.
Yeah, and he does good work. So.
Oh yeah, beautiful work. His stuff that I've seen on Facebook when he posts it is amazing with the Fans Toys stuff. So, yeah, that's all I got this week.
Cool.
Oh, hey, you kind of play it up as more of a pile of stuff.
Yeah, that's a big item though.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, I want to do a quick Amazon plug. I haven't done this in a while, and so I was talking to a buddy of mine a couple of days ago about picking out an office chair, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me to mention this. So now that everybody's working at home, so I normally what I do is, or what I wanted to do is get like a Herman Miller chair, like a really nice office chair. Like the one that I used at my desk at work cost over $1,000. And good office chairs are not cheap. They're very expensive.
No kidding.
But like that chair would last a lifetime, 20, 30 years. Like, so I bought one on Facebook for like $75. It was 25 years old and it's still great. But I was actually just sitting in this chair. And I'm like, God, this chair feels great. And I'm like, oh, I've bought this chair 3 times. I have it in 3 different rooms in the house. And I used to do a plug on this because I really love this chair. And this is the 3rd one that I have. And I noticed it's a little smaller, but that makes it more comfortable. It's a big and tall chair. It's at tfradio.net/big chair. It's like for 500 pounds. There are folks out there that, are 500 pounds. So it's built to, do that. But if you're under that, like if you're 200 pounds. You know, it's going to be a really sturdy chair, and it's super comfy.
Only $160?
It's 160. The price has actually dropped. Every time I bought it, I paid like $180 for it. So I'm very pleased. I like it enough where I buy it 3 times. So there's one here in this office here. I have built like a kill room. I mean, in the little virtual meeting room in the back. There's one there. Then I have one in my bedroom at the desk there. And Kim rocks the kid, the 2-year-old, to sleep in it and falls asleep herself in that chair. I love it. I wanted to give a plug on it, maybe sell a couple, but yeah, it just occurred to me that, you know, this chair is awesome and it's so comfortable, and the price on it.
So how old is your oldest one of these chairs?
4 years, 5 years.
And it's still like as good as the day you got it?
Yeah, and and I've been rough on it, and
and a lot of hours in it.
A lot of hours and a lot of Brian.
Because like a lot of the things I see with office chairs when I look for them is that when they give like things like weight guidelines in them and expected lifespans, it's with the caveat that they're basing it on like sitting it for maybe 2 hours a day total.
This is not a Herman Miller chair. It's not going to last you 20 years.
Yeah, like but I mean, when I buy office chairs in this price bracket in the past, like brand new from a store, they last me literally like 6 weeks before they are flat and I can't sit in them anymore because all the cushioning's worn out.
Yeah, so this is better than like what I would have got what I would find at Sam's Club for more money. I really love this chair, really believe in it. And what I loved about it before, it just had this big fat dude holding a beer, like a gigantic beer mug. They've changed out all their graphics and stuff. And this chair has like a massage feature that sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It like makes your butt buzz. Like I don't use it, but the chair itself is comfy. So
I mean, someone might be into that.
Yeah. Also, Patreon at patreon.com/TFRadio. So we're going to have our new episode of History on the Fives up in the next day or two. We'll have the newest episode that Rob recorded as well up for patrons. That'll be a Patreon exclusive for a week. I need to get the video edited for the one that's going to go up on our Roku channel and social media. But it's a lot of fun. It's a great time. And if you're a patron at the touch tier, you can actually be on it again at go to patreon.com/TFRadio. It's a fantastic way to help us out. And, you can get a chance to talk with all the Hot 5 crew, and they have a blast. And our buddy Boomer, who I'll mention here in a second because he is a patron at the touch tier, and those folks get mentioned every week. He bought like the centerpiece of his Transformers collection. And I don't know if you guys have seen his Transformers collection on Twitter at WMEE Boomer. It's awesome. And he is all into really nice high-end stuff, and including like actual movie used props. And I can't wait to see what the thing he got
is. What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box. It was a crate. I thought it was the Stern pinball table, which is something.
It's a big crate.
It's a big crate.
Like, I am curious.
Yeah. So, but again, the History on the Fives podcast will be available 1 week after its Patreon exclusivity. Each week roughly. Sometimes we might miss a week, but patrons get it more or less after we record it. More or less. Yeah. And we'll also have a video version. But if you're patrons at the touch tier, you can be on the show, and you get mentioned every week, and also listed at tfradio.net/credits. And I'll do that now, but I have the wrong page up, so let me type /credits.
That would help. Yeah,
that would help. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Mike Mallory, Jay Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Boomer, a.k.a. Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwen, Rick Mahurin, who sent me a nice picture today of his drive out on work, and the Pacific Northwest is much more beautiful than suburban Charlotte. Vegemite Mike and Jason Tate. So thank you all so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, so patreon.com/TF Radio. I am on Twitter at bkilby, on Instagram at Brian Kilby, and I have other stuff at briankilby.com. Chris, can you give Rob's plugs?
Yes, I will do my very best. So the main thing Rob does is he plays Gundam Battle Operation 2, which is a free-to-play online multiplayer battle game set in the Gundam universe. He does it on his YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/flailthroughs. He's got videos going up every single day of the week for that. He is amazingly prolific at it, and I'm not sure all of the details of it myself. I saw on his Twitter for the channel at Rob Flails that he is actually part of some officially sanctioned speedrunning event for the game with a few other select individuals who play. So that should be some interesting content coming up from him at some point in the near future as well. So as I mentioned, his YouTube, his Twitter. He is on Patreon. If you want to give him a couple dollars a month to throw some support his way, in exchange, you can request custom rounds in Gundam Battle Operation, custom mobile suit colors. He has as a side thing on his channel SD Gundam G Generation Genesis, but just because of real life stuff, he hasn't had time to record that lately. But one of the perks he offers has been to create a custom pilot based on your name or specifications for the character to use in that game. So for as many slots as the game will support for that, that's an option for when he gets back around. All kinds of good reasons to just throw some backing behind him, because he works really hard, he does good stuff, and he really deserves the support and the help here. And he has his Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/playlist in case you want to just, commit random acts of kindness at him, as I like to say. I guess I'll go ahead and do mine since I'm already talking. So I'm on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. I've scaled back my Twitter use somewhat lately, just for my own sanity, but I'm still tweeting stuff there in bits and pieces, because you can't ever get completely away from it. I would say for right now, if you want to, reach out and interact, ask me questions or anything, hop on our Discord server at tfradio.net/Discord. Whether I appear to be active in there or not, I'm always watching what's going on.
Always.
I'm the all-seeing eye of the tfradio.net/Discord. But just reach out in there and at me. I'm XV in there, and I will, do my best to get back to you as quick as possible with whatever you need help with. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me currently. For my toy photography stuff, which I've not been too good at keeping up with this year, but things go on. That's at Play With Photos on Twitter. Everything I've ever posted is still up there, so it's it's interesting to look back through, because it's just random stuff that kind of caught my interest at a particular time. And also, depending on how far back you go, there's a lot of experimental stuff in there to see iterative steps in lighting and things like that. So things to check on that range. And if you're interested in throwing some support my way, my Patreon is still active, patreon.com/playwithphotos. And everything's collected at playwithphotography.com, basically, galleries and articles and stuff like that. And my Amazon wish list, which now has an office chair at the top of it, is tfradio.net/chrislist.
Sweet. Awesome. Cool. Don.
All righty. First off, I want to thank everybody that has donated to Christy and I's honeymoon cruise. Thank you very much. I want to give a shout out to the two people that did leave their names, at Attack Massey on Twitter and our friend Kevin Dorsey. So Sweet. Thank you guys for helping out. If you are in a position to help Christy and I try to enjoy a few of the amenities on board on our honeymoon cruise, we can be reached at www.carnival. Make sure I spell this correctly. So it's carnival.honeymoonwishes.com. You can use my name, Donald Ferguson, and look for us. If we appreciate everybody that's looked, everybody that's asked. Again, thank you. It'll definitely help out trying to enjoy some of the amenities on the cruise while we're there. I can also be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 DVR.
So, Don, before we jump to diecast, I have failed our listeners this week because I haven't bought anything, and I'm trying to get back to doing that for the drinking game. So I'm looking at eBay, and I just had to tell you this. This is not sold. Obviously, this is just the asking price. How much do you think somebody's trying to sell G2 Breakdown for?
Which one? 94 or 2004?
94.
94. Okay.
Sealed. Yeah.
Sealed. $1,400.
$10,000.
Oh, okay. I was gonna see if I could put my guess in too, but I would have also been way under. I was gonna say $2,499.
Somebody's trying to sell it for $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you had both 94 and 2004,
the hand painted Action Master one.
Yeah,
the 2004. Yeah.
Yeah. Even those two together, I couldn't see it.
No.
Even those.
No, even those two together, I wouldn't say would be $2,499 like I was gonna suggest.
And one of the seller that I buy from on a regular basis is also, I'm just looking at like stuff sorted by price because it's always fun to see things that you might consider more than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
There is a opened Grand Max for $7,800.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Yeah, a little bit.
Transformers prototype Machine Wars Minosaur. What? Huh?
Oh, that's probably the planned universe Minosaur, which was Motor Master, which was the Machine Wars Optimus Prime Thunderclash mold.
Oh my god.
That was one of the various canceled Transformers universe things.
Oh my god.
I don't think it had any retooling or anything because most of that universe stuff didn't.
Oh my god. I need that. It's $7,200. I'm not gonna have it, but okay.
No, probably not. So in terms of weird prototype stuff, quote unquote prototype stuff, Brian, you remember many years ago on eBay how there would almost always be one or two instances of the supposed Megatron that turned into a camcorder prototype thing.
Yeah.
Just made me think of that with the prototype mention.
Cool. Okay, diecast.
I'm old.
You can follow me on Twitter at diecast2. You can see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/rfcreviews. You can also like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. And I think that is it.
So okay, sorry. This is a game. I might want to start doing this like on a regular basis. Like, what's the crazy crap we see on eBay?
We can make that a segment.
Knowing my luck, it'll be somebody who's listening and they'll get pissed off. But somebody's trying to sell the Pepsi Prime, the one that they were giving away, as far as like the giveaway they did back in like 06, 07.
Yeah.
AFA graded $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should have held on to the one they sent me for nothing. So I tried to redeem a couple of the codes on the bottle caps to get one of those, and all the ones I put in, it said, sorry, you didn't win. Well, all the same, like 7 or 8 weeks later, one just arrived in my mailbox completely unbidden because apparently I don't know what happened, but I guess they just had a bunch left over after the campaign ended and needed to get rid of them. So
I was given one for my birthday. Somebody bought it for me from eBay or something and got it for me. Okay. Is that it? Anybody else? Nope. We're done. We'll see you next week.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my God. $10,000 for breakdown. Like that's something that I was actually
recording stopped.
Not something that somebody's going to pay.
But they didn't make the rest of the team, right?
Yeah.
You can't do anything with it.
Well, it would be a crime to open it.
I was looking. Oh, Minerva. That's more than I would spend for Minerva. Like I still, even though they've doubled in price, I still want to do my Guard City and Battle Gun.
I mean, I can't really blame you on that.
I still haven't gotten Monstructor either.
I would love to have Guard City and or Battle Gaia. It will never, ever happen.
Yeah.
Well, so, like,
there's Combiner Wars era mold sets that I'm priced out of already,
I mean, so being priced out of something, like reasonably priced out of something,
Yeah.
I would be stupid to spend X number of dollars on, whatever. But I do have Kim's permission to buy something like that as long as I sell something.
Oh, yeah.
So she is entirely good with me spending $3,000 on a
as long as you replace it out of your collection.
As long as I have sold $3,000 worth of Transformers before.
Yeah, the problem for me is I am not okay with me spending $3,000.
Right.
Yeah, but like if in my mind though, if I could get rid of something, if I could get rid of like 30 square feet of toys and condense it down to something that I can hold in my hands.
Oh yeah.
That's a win. And it gives me something I want.
But it's like, I've talked about before. Well, even back when I was, had more disposable income going to BotCon and stuff, even if I saw Minerva in box for $750, brand new in the box, I couldn't pay that because that white plastic will age in the box in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I do not want to wake up one day and look at my $750 Minerva and see half the hood is gone yellow.
Yeah, from oxidation.
Like
from oxidation.
Shuttle I got is not pearly white, and it wasn't quite $700. It was like $600.
If I was rich, it'd be a different story. But
I mean, like even if Matt, let's say you and I are walking down the street outside of TFCon, and we found a $10,000 in a wallet with no identification, and we kept it. Just
if that happened, Don, you would quickly be dead, and Matt would be walking away with the $10,000 envelope.
Yeah, but
murder charge, $10,000 is not worth the murder charge.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, even
not
if
to you, maybe.
Yeah, even if you and I found 5,000, like you saw the wallet and I called it. It was a team effort, and we had $10,000 to our name. Could you walk up and give someone $5,000 for Guard City or Battle? I mean, like. I'm just saying.
No, I have a house to pay for.
No. I'm just saying what you get, like it's money you didn't have to earn. Yeah, I mean, taking all the other factors off the table. If you had $5,000 and they had the Battle Gaia or Guard City sets you wanted for $5,000, could you pay that? Even with it being money free and clear that you could use for whatever you want, the value of you get of owning it versus what you can do with that $5,000, I couldn't do it.
I can only in my mind. Keep in mind, it's only my mind. If I am accomplishing something, if I get rid of those toys, if I clear out that space, and I don't want.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's worth.
It's like trading.
Yes.
So. To answer Don's question that he didn't ask me, but I'm going to just jump in here anyway because this is how this works, because you know me and I can't not. If I came up with $5,000 or $10,000 of free and clear money that is just, complete waste this and there's no consequences, whatever, it wouldn't be probably like a Battle Gaia Guard City thing I would go for. I would be looking for something like one of those unreleased prototype test shot things like the supposed Menasor Kilby mentioned a little bit ago. I wouldn't necessarily, pay $7,200 for that specifically, but like if I was going to put stupid money into something special like that, it would be something truly special and fairly unique, something like that would not otherwise be attainable in any sense.
Exactly. It's just
so I will put it this way. If I had the money, I could buy that Guard City and then remind Brian that I have it until he buys one of his own, which is priceless.
Yeah, no, that's the gift that keeps on giving, really.
No, it's just the trans, and this will sound egotistical, and I don't mean it this way, but the Transformers that I did not pick up when I was younger, going to BotCon, and the prices were much more reasonable because this was all overstock from Japan. This stuff was everywhere in Japan, so the prices were. The Japanese dealers were bringing this stuff over by the cases because they got it for nothing. And then the prices started going. I mean, I got Metal Hawk in the box for $50. But again, He was everywhere.
How much did you say you got it for?
50.
So yeah, he's like 1,500 now. Action figure expert and on our YouTube, and his Instagram is full of great toys. He got Guard City for $250.
Wow.
But it's like
years ago. But yeah,
Still,
wow. But like if I had $5,000 and someone said, here is a Minerva, pristine in the box, white. It's like, I can't do it because even if at that snapshot in time, it would be a major hole in my collection. I know that toy is going to turn yellow. I know that thing. I can't do it.
That's a concern with Battle Guy and Guard City as well, because the shuttle gunner is white and most of Guard City is white.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to die too,
Street
so
Star.
why do I care?
What, Brian?
I'm going to die too, so why do I care?
I know
but it's just a matter of what's going to die first. You or the white plastic.
All the toys that we have for them
eventually they'll perish. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just I've got to the point where the stuff I don't have, I pretty much in my head wrote them off, unless something happens and I get it for a price that no sane person should be able to get them for. And that doesn't happen.
I can't believe with all the Unite Warriors releases that they didn't do those two. Guard City and Battle Guy, the simplest of repaints,
and this is
no
Japan.
New sculpting needed.
And Japan, that would have gone over better in Japan than it would over here.
Would it? Like, does Japan actually care about Operation? Yeah, do they actually care about Operation Combination? It matters to us because it's end of Japanese G1. They're rare. They're seen as status symbols to us, but to Japanese fans, it may not be of any consequence because, like you point out, with all the Metal Hawks and stuff,
it's never been reissued.
Yeah, and like you point out with the stuff from the early BotCons that was cheap because it was all sitting around. This is stuff that their collector demographic in Japan remember just being there, sitting on store shelves when they were kids, probably not selling. Like, they saw that all the time when they were kids. They didn't care about it then, and they don't really care about it now.
But I mean, still, it would be such an easy repaint to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Throw it back out on the shelf. Like,
I'm surprised we don't. The Chinese company that knocks off G1 stuff hasn't done it.
And I mean, here's the weird thing. We got Megatronia, which came out of nowhere as a repaint, and we got two. And we got two Computrons.
Well, the Computrons are two different companies, so
yeah.
I know, but I'm still saying
that weren't talking to each other. Yeah,
but I mean, and I mean, we got Lyle Kaiser. Like, okay,
that one's crazy.
A really weird one. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy to finally own that.
It is so weird, but it is.
I mean, that was one of those. Like I was talking about the Combiner Wars. I was talking about Combiner Wars era sets. I felt like I was priced out of. That was one of them until one of our audience cut me a really nice deal on the one he was letting go.
Did you ever get Megatronia?
No, I have not yet. So they've popped up on WonderCon a couple of times since. Yeah, it's 28,000 yen. I have email set up for that. The problem is it would be another probably like 8,000 to 10,000 yen for the shipping.
That's about what I paid for mine. I got mine for like 150. Probably 15,000 yen, something like that. I got mine pretty cheap last year.
The exchange rate right now is pretty good, but it would still be really expensive once the shipping was factored in.
I just found a Lynx Master that I didn't know I had. So like the only things I think I'm missing from Unite Warriors are I don't have the Unite Warriors Devastator,
right?
Or Superion. Or Bruticus.
I think the only Unite Warriors I don't have is the Convoy Grand Prime set.
The ones I don't have that I would want to have are Megatronia and Baldigus. And those are the two that are just like at this point really expensive on the aftermarket.
Yeah, Catherine in our YouTube says Megatronia is her favorite team. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really pretty, and it's a fun concept. Also, a nice alternate take on the retooling they did for Victorion.
It looks so much better than the
Hasbro version. Yeah,
I understand what they were going for with Victorion's colors. It's supposed to look like rusted iron and copper. That's the color scheme.
Yeah.
It didn't quite land the way they thought it was going to, but like I understand and respect what they were trying to do with that, because Victorion was supposed to come from the Sea of Rust, so the colors are rusted metal colors.
Yes, but then you get Megatronia, who
which is just objectively prettier. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like it still has a cohesive team deco because of all the black, but then you got all the fluorescent colors in there, for the individual robots, and they're just so pretty.
Yeah. And like just the audacity of turning that retooled hotspot mold into a feminine Megatron body shape with no additional retooling, like that is just like, it's almost Transformers Cloud level of, my hat's off to you for thinking outside the box.
So action figure experts also talking about Thunder Mayhem, and yep, that's expensive.
Yeah. That's
Matt,
I would like to have that too.
Yeah, Matt, you've got that right. You've got you.
Oh yeah.
I've come so close to buying it. I don't want it bad enough to spend that, but I've come very close.
Yeah, I mean, like, so all of this stuff for me is stuff where if it finally got to the point where I had to decide, I'm not buying current new release Transformers anymore because, the SRP is just too high, or they're not appealing to me for how they're designed or whatever, which, I mean, let's be honest, that day comes closer and closer all the time. But like, this is, at that point when I don't have anything else to focus on buying, that's probably when I would start circling back and just like, amassing the money a little bit at a time, and then making those few big purchases to fill those holes
in my heart
every
my
year.
Soul.
But, that too.
It's like I finally got my Metro Titan. That was the one I wanted for years, and there's a couple other things I finally got that they're things they're the holes in my collection are a higher priority than Thunder Mayhem, but I'd still really like to have it.
Yeah, I mean, some of those characters have not been repeated anywhere yet.
Oh, Deathsaurus is the big hole, one of the big holes that I filled like in the last couple of years. Yeah.
I think by the time Thunder Mayhem came out, I was just so done with Fun Pub. And just, I mean, again,
and the Combiner Wars molds in general.
Yeah, it's just
a little both.
It hit me at a time in which I'm tired. I don't.
There was a lot of disillusionment going on. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm about half asleep. I didn't sleep last night except for a couple hours. But going back to YouTube, Catherine said that one of the Megatronia's team members, Trick Diamond, appeared in the current IDW run as a partner to Swindle. Oh. I wish I was more current on the comics. I'm so behind on all my comics, not just Transformers. I'm 8 years behind on Transformers. 6 years behind on Transformers. To the point where I just gave up.
I gave up on pretty much everything.
Yeah. Like I only at this point pretty much exclusively read stuff from when I was like 6. Like, basically like Bronze Age stuff, and Bronze Age is stuff.
I go back and read my trades.
Yeah,
that's how I quote unquote watch TV, basically.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna kill the stream because I'm literally about to pass out.
I mean, it's 10 Eastern anyway. I think people have gotten their money's worth out of us.
People watching live. We'll see you later. You're awesome.
People have had their fill.
Bye, everybody.
Of
us.
Yeah.
Have a great evening. Bye.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Sleep too.
That cat looks like he's falling asleep.